Welcome to day 13 of our Enchanted Princess Norway and Iceland vlog series. In this episode, there's sea day, family entertainment and fun in the main piazza. In the main dining room, there's a British pub lunch theme. We are joined by not one, but two celebrity guests. And be sure to stay tuned until the end to find out what we really think of Sabatini's.
Hi, I'm Tom.
And I'm Dom.
And we are Tom and Dom Travel.
And welcome to day 13, another sea day. Ooh. So we're on day 13 already. The days seem to just be going by so fast.
Yeah, very, very quickly on there. So this morning is again another sea day. And we got up, had a little look outside on our balcony. Nothing to see but sea really today. Is there?
Beautiful, beautiful.
So we decided to head up to the buffet to grab some breakfast.
Yeah, very quick buffet breakfast again. Lots and lots of lovely selection. I think I just had a fruit cup and a bowl of cereal today.
Yeah, just something light today. I think we're getting to the stage now where we've done quite a lot of eating, haven't we? So breakfasts are the one that is
Yeah.
taking the hit, and we're not eating as much as we did perhaps in the first few days of the cruise.
No, so a very, very quick breakfast, and then we decided to have just a little bit of a walk around the ship to see what was happening. And by the time we got down to the main piazza, it was a hub of activity.
Yeah, loads going on, wasn't there? Absolutely packed in there. And what we found out, there was a little fair going on, wasn't there, with lots of tables set up around the piazza with different stalls and different activities going on, mainly for the younger guests on board, so mainly for children. But it was interesting to watch, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was really good. So, you know, there was a lot of children on board during our cruise, really, because we were travelling in the peak of the UK school summer holidays. So there was a lot of children on board, and it was quite nice that they put on this event. Like we said, there were lots and lots of different tables and stalls, crafting events, competitions, all to sort of keep the children and the parents entertained.
Yeah, great. And then there was one other addition there in the piazza, which probably we were very excited about, weren't
Tom
we?
was.
So Stanley the Bear was there. First time we'd seen Stanley in full size, I suppose you could say. Yeah.
In the flesh, I suppose. Yeah, Tom lived his best life and had to go up and have a photo with Stanley the Bear.
Yeah, I felt it was a bit like a Disney experience when you're in Disney World and you feel like you need to just have a photo with that character because you're in the moment type of thing. For those who haven't been with Princess before, Stanley Bear is Princess's mascot, I suppose you could say. And there's lots of merch of Stanley the Bear for sale around the ship, particularly in the shops. And he's a great addition, really. It's nice to see him on board.
So after spending a little time in the piazza, soaking up sort of the atmosphere and having a look at all the different activities that were going on, it was time for us to get a coffee. So instead of just going down to the International Cafe this morning, we actually went up to Bistro Salami, because during the day they also serve coffees.
Yeah, so it was absolutely packed in the piazza, like we've said, so we had no chance of getting a seat down there. So Bistro Salami was the only place with seating available. So we thought, right, we'll have a seat in there, because we haven't done that at all, even though we're on day 13. We haven't sat there in the day. And ordered a coffee, and actually we're very pleasantly surprised because we discovered something quite unique.
Yes, in Bistro Salami, they basically serve their own speciality coffees in their own little cups.
Yeah, little princess branded cups, aren't they? So something different.
Yeah, so if you fancy a coffee and perhaps the International Cafe is a little bit busy, head up to Bistro Salami and order yourself a couple of coffees from their coffee machine. You will not be disappointed. And if you've got a Princess Plus or Premium package, they're included as well.
Yeah, and another little thing is just outside of Bistro Salami and on the opposite side, Gigi's Pizza, you can actually get out on deck. So when the weather's nice, there's tables outside on each of those areas, which a lot of people didn't seem to notice.
No, I think because we were travelling in colder climates, not a lot of people thought, oh, I'm going to eat my GG's or my Bistro Salami meal outside on the patio type area. But we went out and had a look, and it's quite a big space, and I can imagine in the Caribbean, in the Mediterranean during the summer months, it'd be absolutely beautiful to sit out there.
Yeah. Well, because we had such a light breakfast, we couldn't let that go for too long. So now it was time for lunch. And it was a special lunch because it was a one-off lunch that we had once in this cruise. It was pub lunch time.
Yeah, British pub lunch. So all of your sort of British pub lunch favourites were on the menu, as well as they decorated it all in the Union Jack. It was really quite nice.
Yeah. On this cruise, it was served in one of the main dining rooms. I know it's not always in there, but on this particular cruise it was. And it was a great experience, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was absolutely fantastic. And as we were heading home, it did make us think, oh, we'll be home in a bit.
Yeah, so for food-wise then, what did we have?
So to start then, out of all of the wonderful pub lunch menu choices, I decided to go for a ploughman's. Now, I do love a ploughman's lunch. So some ham, some cold cheese and salad and pickled onion and some fresh bread and butter. Absolutely fantastic. And it was really, really tasty.
Oh gosh, I had what I always have, didn't I? Here we go again. I had some soup, didn't I? So, yeah, once again, soup for me.
For my main then, I decided to go for, I went actually for the fresh Scotch egg. Now I do like Scotch eggs, and I much prefer fresh ones over to the ones that you can buy in a supermarket. Yeah. And this one was warm, hot right through. It was delicious. Now for those viewers that are unaware of what a Scotch egg is, it's basically a hard-boiled egg surrounded in sausage meat, covered in breadcrumbs, and then deep fried. It was delicious.
Yeah, although, I don't know, because I'm not a huge fan of things like that, but I have never seen one of those on a pub menu before.
I've seen it as a starter.
Have you?
Yeah,
okay. Yeah.
You can have it as a starter.
But I don't think it's that popular. Someone will tell us differently. Tell us in the comments if in a pub near you that you have Scotch egg as your main meal. I
did, and I enjoyed it.
And I stuck to that British tradition and had fish and a few chips.
Yeah. So
it was a few chips.
Yeah, even on my Scotch egg, there was sort of a handful of chips. They were a bit skimpy with the chips this dinner time.
Yeah, I didn't mind. I didn't mind having a few chips because, like we said, for breakfast we have been eating now for 13 days, so a lighter lunch was lightish lunch was better. But if that was earlier on in the cruise, I can see that a few people wouldn't be happy with just a few chips compared to what you would normally expect in a traditional British pub.
And on to the desserts. I decided to go for that traditional British pub classic once again, and I decided to have the sherry trifle, which was absolutely delicious. The only criticism, it was quite small.
And another thing, I haven't seen a trifle on a pub menu for a long time. Probably off, I don't know, is it off in the 70s? I don't know. I've never experienced one.
Bring it back.
But yeah, it's normally, trifle is like something your nan makes or something, I don't know. But is it popular in a pub menu?
Yeah, everybody loves a trifle.
Okay. I had also something probably off the 80s, 70s, I don't know.
Yeah.
Jam roly-poly, so they're definitely bringing back the classics on Princess.
Well, perhaps being British, we don't really have a large pool of classics. I suppose they could have put Eton Mess on there. Is Rocky Road British?
No, that's American.
Okay.
Definitely not British. But yeah, sherry trifle and jam roly-poly.
With a bit of custard.
With a bit of custard are old-fashioned traditional British desserts.
We finished our pub lunch in maybe an hour and 15 minutes. We weren't in there very long. It was very, very busy. Obviously, we had a couple of glasses of wine with lunch. But never mind. And then we overheard a couple of other passengers saying that their luggage tags had arrived in their rooms.
No!
So we thought, right, let's go back and trek.
Trek.
And Trek. And check.
And lo and behold, they
There they
were
were.
there, weren't they? So
That dreaded cruise moment when you walk into your cabin and there it is, your luggage tags and your departure information on the bed.
Yeah, and after you've been on a cruise so long, you've kind of settled into your routine and things, and to think you've got to get off and get back to reality is not a nice feeling at all, is it?
Yeah, it's that back to reality feeling.
So yeah, we started packing, putting a few things in our case, prompted by the labels, and then we must have had a moment of madness as Dom thought he'd try on the life jacket.
Yeah, the reason being, in myself and Tom, we'd never actually had to do an in-person muster drill. No. We've always sort of been post-COVID cruisers, so we're quite used to just opening the app, checking a box, watching the video, and then walking to your muster station just to scan your sort of cruise card or medallion. And we'd been speaking to the cruise monkeys before the cruise, and they basically said, you must try on your life jackets.
Yeah.
So we did. First time ever.
First time ever for a life. I know, those who've cruised before, crazy. You used to do it all the time. But for us, we'd never even taken it out the wardrobe before. So we hadn't really got a clue how they worked in reality. Obviously, we'd watched the video. So we thought, let's give it a go.
So yeah, so we tried them on. And we feel quite confident to put them on again in an emergency.
Yes. By that time, after we'd finished messing about in the room, we did want to go down to the main piazza because we'd seen in the Princess Patter that this afternoon there was going to be a cocktail making show in the piazza. Cocktails and show are two things that go together well for us. Yeah. So quickly we headed back down to the piazza, got ourselves a spot to watch what was going on. Yeah,
it was really good. So they had a number of sort of bar staff there making all different kinds of cocktails, you know, talking everybody through what goes into them, how to make them, and then they gave them away.
Yeah, but they did a bit of juggling and things.
They did. It was spectacular.
Throw it up.
Catch her on the back.
Yeah. All that stuff.
A few slip-ups, but no, overall they were pretty good.
Yeah. So good to try, wasn't it? Good
yeah,
to
it was
watch.
Really interesting. I'd never sort of thought about all the sort of time and effort that goes into making cocktails. It was really, really interesting. So we stayed there for a little while, just watching the demonstrations and the activities. And then the clock was ticking because in the Princess Theatre this afternoon, we've got a celebrity on board.
Yes. So this is one of a few celebrities that have joined us now on the cruise. And this celebrity is Nina Wadia.
Yay!
So Nina Wadia is a British actress and comedian, best known for her role in EastEnders.
And goodness gracious me.
So if you've never seen either of those, then you won't have a clue who she is.
Yeah. So myself and Tom both know who she is, and we really wanted to see her and just listen to her sort of life story and how she got to where she is. And the Princess Theatre was really, really busy.
Yeah, and because we knew the format, because this is not the first celebrity we've seen on board. We saw Linda Robson in our Sky Princess cruise, which you can see on our Sky Princess series. So we knew exactly what was good. We know it turns out to be better than perhaps people first think. And we were proved right once again. Nina was so engaging, wasn't she?
Brilliant.
It was a great, 45 minutes in the Princess Theatre, listening to how her life has been, what type of work she does, what she's got coming up. And actually she's got a few movies on Netflix and things coming up. So you might recognise her without realising who she is.
Yeah, she's got to be what she was, just so friendly and warm and welcoming and funny.
Yeah.
Really, really funny. Such a nice person. I'm so glad that we saw her. After she did her talk for about 45 minutes and she engaged with the audience, Q&A sessions, there was a photo opportunity then in take 5.
Yes. You can queue there after the chat in the Princess Theatre. And it didn't take too long. The queue moves quite quickly.
Yeah.
And you can either take your own photo or there are photographers there from Princess who will take the photo for you. The one thing that is important to note is that they take the photo in front of a green screen. So if you're taking photos yourself, you can tend to just get a green background, which is not ideal, really.
Yeah, not the prettiest, but I can understand why they do it, because they want to try and make you pay for the official ones from the photographers on board. But we managed to get a few green screen snaps.
Yeah. Okay, so after meeting Nina, we had a walk through the ship, and we did notice something else going on in the Piazza. Busy, busy, busy once again.
Yeah, lots of people had joined Jason with a Y up on the floor of the main Piazza doing dance lessons, which was really nice.
Yeah. And it is worth mentioning, Jason is a fantastic entertainer. He is non-stop, is he? So we've had some great times with him while we've been on board. Okay, so back to the room now. Get ready, because tonight we are going to
SABATINI'S.
SABATINI'S.
For the first time.
We've been waiting all cruise for this, haven't we? So we've got high hopes for SABATINI'S.
On Sky, we did Crown Grill. We did book a SABATINI'S, but we had to cancel it because it fell on formal night, and we do love formal night dinner in the main dining room.
Yeah, so first try. SABATINI'S. Find out how we get on now.
SABATINI'S is located down on deck 5, just in the same area as guest services and the shore excursion desk. And to be fair, it's quite a nice little restaurant, isn't it?
It is a nice restaurant. It's tucked away, out of the way really, isn't it? But still in a place that's easy to find on the ship. When we arrived at SABATINI'S, we did notice though that it was very busy inside, and I think all our fellow passengers had the similar idea to us. Waited till the end of the cruise so we could judge when the formal nights had been and when we could get in. And so SABATINI'S was very busy. Very busy.
Just to note, we did actually book this
on day one.
On day one.
Yeah.
So we'd already the maitre d' in the restaurant the day we were booking actually gave us a list of all the days when formal nights and things were going on, so we were able to quite easily just pick and choose what night we wanted to come in, really. It really did surprise us though, because pretty much nearly every single seat and table was full.
Yeah, it was very busy, wasn't it?
If you were planning just to pop in there on the off chance,
you'd have no chance.
You wouldn't have any chance tonight.
But other nights in the cruise, it definitely hasn't been, when we've walked past, anywhere near as busy as that, has it?
No, but we weren't expecting it.
No. Okay, so warm welcome we had from the servers inside, which was good, although we did notice that there didn't seem to be many of them.
No, they did seem really, really short-staffed, and they were.
They were, yeah, as we'll find out. But we received a basket of breads and things, some dips, so quite a nice start.
Yeah, so they gave us a plate of cold meats, fresh bread, olive oil and vinegar, just as our sort of entree to our meal, which was really, really nice. We ordered a couple of glasses of wine. Yeah,
and we waited for someone to come and take our order. So once we'd placed the order, we then waited.
And waited.
And waited. So no, it was quite a while, wasn't it, before we got our starter. Our first starter, I should say, appetizer, which we both had the same thing, didn't we?
We did. We both went for the
cheese fondue soup.
Now, it doesn't sound that appetizing, but it was really, really delicious. I've got to admit, I wasn't too keen, but I really enjoyed it, and I would definitely have it again.
Yeah, I loved it as well. So big thumbs up from both of us. So good way to start the meal. Then second course, I had the lamb skewers,
and I chose to go for the mozzarella. So it was a ball of mozzarella on a bed of tomatoes.
Because the cheese fondue soup
wasn't enough cheese. You can never have enough cheese. And Yeah, it was nice. It was mozzarella on tomatoes.
Yeah, and my lamb skewers were great, cooked to perfection, no problems at all with them. Again, little wait between the two courses, but nothing major. We could understand it was busy.
Yeah.
So on to our pasta course then. After another bit of a wait, a little bit more than a bit. I had the trio of lasagnas, didn't I? So two of them I liked, which I think was the traditional lasagna and the chicken, and the 3 cheese one maybe I wasn't so keen on. But all in all, I love lasagna, so it was pretty good.
And for my pasta dish, I chose to have the beef pappardelle, which is absolutely fantastic. It's fresh tagliatelle made on board in Sabatini's.
Yeah, you can see it being made in Sabatini's itself while you sat there, which is great to see. You know it's fresh.
You know it's fresh, with a beautiful beef bolognese, and it was absolutely spectacular. The pasta dishes on this cruise have been exceptional and absolutely delicious. And then it was the time for the 4th course. Now, we knew that Sabatini's were going to there were 5 courses to choose from. But the realisation then hit us that we would still add our main meal and desserts to come. So in terms of value for money, absolutely fantastic.
Brilliant. So on we went.
We continued.
Although there was quite a wait between courses now. So it gave us time to... drink another glass of wine.
And you could tell that the staff were getting incredibly sort of stressed because there just wasn't enough of them.
No, to the point where sometimes we could see the staff physically running through the restaurant. It's a little bit of how the restaurant is set up, because there's no bar in Sabatini's. So every time someone orders a drink, they have to go out of Sabatini's and then bring it back in. So a little bit of a difficulty there, which adds a little bit of time when the restaurant is full.
Yeah. So it was on to our 4th course, so our main, and I decided to go for the veal escallop, which was absolutely delicious. I've got to say, it was magnificent.
Yeah, you really, really enjoyed that, didn't you?
Really magnificent. Yeah. I was literally blown away. It was so tasty, and I couldn't recommend it enough. Definitely one of my most favouriteest meals I've had on board so far.
And I went for the pork. Again, fantastic. Really, really enjoyed. Obviously, being 5 courses, the portions weren't huge on each course, but by that point in the meal, definitely enough for us.
Yes.
So
we were full.
Very, very tasty. So thank you very much to the people in Sabatini's. And now on to the favourite bit, dessert.
Yes, so after those 4 courses, there was now the 5th and final dessert course.
Yeah, what a dessert it was, wasn't it? So it was called the Rocher.
The Rocher.
So basically it was a giant Ferrero Rocher, isn't it?
It was absolutely spectacular.
Yeah.
If you like Ferrero Rochers, you will love it.
Yeah, lots of chocolate. Again, which, as we've said before, we love a chocolate dessert. So it came in a fishbowl similar to the one we had in Crown Grill. If you remember that from our Crown Grill vlog.
Accompanied with some chocolate sauce, ice cream, and some chocolate shavings. It was absolutely beautiful, and again, highly recommend it.
So our experience in Sabatini's, to sum it up, was, what would you say?
The food was phenomenal. Really, really enjoyed it. And the fact that it actually costs only $25 per person, whereas Bistro Salami and Crown Grill are $29 each. Yeah. So it's the cheapest speciality restaurant on board, apart from Salty Dog Gastropub, which is closed. It was absolutely phenomenal. A vast, huge amount of food. You know, it was lots and lots of food.
Definitely good value for money, I think. The only thing that was no fault of Sabatini's really is that there were just not enough crew in on there to keep the service as swift as we would like. But all in all, good experience.
Yeah.
As we like to do when we finish our meal every evening, well, most evenings, head to Good Spirits for a drink, which is exactly what we did after we'd finished in Sabatini's.
Yep, so I had my traditional gin and tonic Ultima, and again, absolutely fantastic. We also met Sue and John in Sabatini's,
Yes.
and they joined us for a drink in Good Spirits as well.
They did, yes. And, well, basically, as soon as we'd sat down, there was the third time today, another commotion in the Piazza, and this time it was a bit of a flash mob, wasn't it? So, the show cast had appeared in the Piazza, and were putting on a little mini show, weren't they? So it lasted about 5 minutes.
Yeah,
didn't it?
not very long at all, but it was good. You know, there was live singing, dancing, everybody was stood around watching. It was a really, really nice experience. After a drink in Good Spirits and watching the entertainment in the main Piazza, it was time for us to head to the Princess Theatre, because tonight in the Princess Theatre is another celebrity entertainer.
Yes, our second one of the day, and this time straight from pop stars way back is Gareth Gates.
Yes, so neither myself or Tom obviously have seen Gareth Gates perform, so we were really looking forward to see what it was all about, really.
Yes, yeah, and we had a full show with Gareth, which I know on other lines that you pay for.
Oh.
So, but it was brilliant, actually.
Yeah,
much better than we thought it was going to be.
Yeah, he sang, because obviously we watched Pop Idol back when, the show that sort of jumped him to stardom. So it's quite nice to see him in the flesh. He sung lots of sort of old songs, but then he also threw in some new hits as well. So Gareth Gates, really, really entertaining, really enjoyed his set. You know, he's definitely a talented entertainer and singer. And if he was on board another cruise ship, we'd go and see him again. Straight after Gareth Gates in the Princess Theatre, we actually did something a little bit different. We made our way to a Vista Lounge. And the reason was there was another entertainment/show going on. And basically it was a hypnotist. Now, neither myself or Tom have ever seen a hypnotist in the flesh.
Well, we might have.
Well, we just might not know it. So we were really eager to get there and obviously watch his show, his routine. It was so busy in there. We ended up finding a couple of seats pushed right towards the back. We were really surprised at how busy it was in Vista because we just weren't expecting it.
No, it could have done with being in a bigger venue, really, but obviously we'd just come from the theatre where there was already a show on. And it was something completely different, wasn't it?
It was.
It was funny, it was entertaining, really interesting to watch, although I don't think either one of us would want to be
not brave enough to do that.
No.
It was that busy, they'd actually moved chairs into the Vista Lounge so more people could sit in and watch this hypnotist. Really, really talented, really clever, absolutely fascinating to watch how they do it. He basically asked for a number of volunteers, and we were both really surprised at the number of people that actually put their hand up and went up.
Very brave.
So he did a little test first off to see if these people could be hypnotised, and that whittled, I think, 15 down to 10.
Something like that.
And then he went on with this performance. Now, I've always been a little bit dubious of hypnotists, whether or not they're sort of, 100% genuine, maybe. However, after watching this, I can wholeheartedly say it's all true.
It's true, yeah, because he was like touching the head or clicking his fingers and they were gone like that. Yeah, it was amazing.
But it was the suggestions. So basically he said to these group of 10, right, when I click my fingers, there's going to be an alien invasion. You're going to see these aliens and you're going to want to run and hide. He did it and bang.
Yeah, things that people would never do because obviously it's highly embarrassing.
Yeah.
But they were doing it. And he even set them little tasks after the show that once he'd finished the whole show, a couple of minutes later, they started doing those things as well. So it wasn't even as if it was part of the show.
No.
So it's a great experience to watch.
Yeah.
I don't know what it's like to take part, but they're braver than I would be. After seeing that, I definitely wouldn't want to do it again.
No, definitely not. But in terms of us just spectating and watching, it was a really interesting, funny, entertaining show, I gotta say.
So now it was time for bed, and first of all we headed to the International Cafe so I could get a decaf coffee before we went to sleep, and we headed back up to the cabin.
Yep, and en route to the cabin, I got my medallion app out and ordered some room service.
Yeah,
Yay.
and what did you have?
So I had burger and chips, cheesy chips, beautiful. So yeah, very, very naughty.
Yeah, once again. So, and then we ate those, I drank my decaf coffee, and it was time for bed. So, thanks for watching.
Thanks for watching our Day 13 Enchanted Princess Norway and Iceland vlog. If you've got any comments or questions, just pop them in the box below and we'll get back to you.
And please don't forget to like and subscribe.
Thanks for watching. Bye. Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe, and don't forget to check us out on social media.